Welcome everybody. Today I'm going to start a series of videos about upgrades to my Hobie Outback. It's basically stock standard the way it is now. It's a replacement hull, a warranty replacement hull, so I thought it was a good opportunity to actually, before I fit everything back on here that I've done over the 2 years that I've been fishing out of it, I'll do a walkthrough and show you how I'm doing these things. So it will be a series of videos of installing my fish finder, my power pole, and then upgrades that I do to make it fit my fishing style. And then ultimately I'll do a bow to stern walkthrough of how I like to fish with the kayak. But I thought I'll start off the video today with something very simple, and that is an upgrade to how the paddle is held onto the kayak. The standard way it comes is basically the paddle clips to either side, can be in either side of the kayak. It just fits to the side, and there's a bungee which you tie it down. Now, there's no issue with this. I've never had any issues with it. The only things that I did notice is that I was fishing in very rough water, and waves will, because this boat runs really low in the water, if waves hit the front and it hits the paddle, it tends to do this, you know, swing around and move around. Something I just didn't like. And on YouTube, this is not my my upgrade, but on YouTube I saw an upgrade that looked really good, and will hold the paddle nice and firm and steady against the side of the kayak. And that is essentially to replace the bungee system using two of the Hobie PA paddle clips. So for this, you'll have to buy these paddle clips, and I'll link all the products in the description of the video. And I suggest you do get the Hobie tool to remove the different plugs and fittings that you find on the kayaks. There's ways you can do it other ways, but this is the easiest and the way that you're not going to damage the plugs too much. So before we start the replacements, I just wanted to show you what the bungee system is at the moment. You have a plug and a plug with a bungee in between, and then essentially you put your paddle in here and you just tie down with the bungee. So this tool fits into these two little recesses in the plug, and you unscrew it, and you do the same with this one. And all we're going to do then is essentially thread these into those plugs, and it's as simple as that. So let's get started. So I've loosened these ones slightly because you basically need two hands to do it. It's quite tight, and then essentially all you do is you just unscrew these plugs. Once you get it out far enough, you should be able to get your hands in there and get it out. And as you see, it's just a bungee inside with that threaded plug. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this and just thread it back in. Get a little bit of just cleaning it out. And I wouldn't over tighten it, but there we go. One is installed. So we'll move on to the next one. So there's the two plugs installed. Fits perfectly. You have bungees on these. So essentially all you now have to do is take your paddle and clip it in there. And it clips in hard. I mean, it's a bit of effort to get it out of here. Especially when you sit in the seat, it's quite strong. And then you can actually even tie it down with the bungees, but really I don't even think that's necessary. but this paddle is not going to go anywhere. It's in here rock solid. I like this upgrade. In later videos you'll see I mount my fish finder on this side, so I land my fish on the left hand side. So having a paddle here clipped in is out of my way, and like no effect from the waves. It's nice and solid. There you go. Very easy and quick upgrade to hold your paddle. Like I say, it's not something that is critical, but it's something that I've come to find is actually really nice, and I like the fact that the paddle is a little bit more secure. So like I mentioned at the start of the video, I'll be doing a couple of these type of upgrades and building up to showing you my complete rigging for fishing. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, cheers.